Hi guys, I wanted to speak to you about peace, and heard a particular story about a king who was offering a prize for the best picture, best photograph of peace. And the top two entries in contention for the prize was one of a calm lake in the mountains, and it was a lovely summer's day, and the mountains were mirroring themselves on the lake. And the second one was of maybe the opposite day. It was a miserable day, miserable weather, probably like the weather we've had in our winter here. The rain was lashing down, the wind was howling, and it was also in a mountainous area as well. And on one particular mountain there was a waterfall, and behind this waterfall there was a little tree, and it had grown out of a crack in the rocks, and on that tree was a bird's nest, and on that bird's nest was perched a bird in perfect peace. And that photograph won the prize. And the king said the reason that touched him and that won the prize was because it was an example of how, in the midst of all that noise and everything going on around it, it's a miserable day, it wasn't particularly pleasant, and it was noisy and cold and things like that, that bird was in perfect peace. And the reason what it reminded me of is Jesus, when he said in the Bible that I will give you a perfect peace. And despite the troubles that we go through, think of the coronavirus now, the fear in people's hearts, not knowing about the future and what's going to happen, and even in our daily troubles, maybe we have family issues or health issues or work issues, any type of issue, despite that, Jesus offers perfect peace for those who trust in him and invite him into their hearts. So I would encourage you, invite Jesus into your hearts. Having him in your heart is the best thing that I've ever done, and I'm sure that many other millions of Christians will say the same thing. It's a personal thing between you and Jesus. It's nothing to do with me in a way. It's just a personal thing. So I'd encourage you guys, get right with God, invite Jesus into your hearts, and you will experience this peace that he's talking about. Great. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.